Welcome back to Box Office Maniacs. And once in a while, a Netflix movie will show up and everybody will not stop talking about it. It is just takes over the Facebook, takes over the Twitters, it takes over all social media, and they just won't stop talking about it. And for whatever reason, Bird Box is one of those movies, so I decided to get on here and review it for you guys. You're welcome. I really wanted to see what the deal was with this. I didn't know if this was a big joke, if it was, you know, the best movie that Netflix has ever made. That I had no idea. I really had no idea what the heck a Bird Box was. It actually stars Sandra Bullock, and it stars, I don't know if it stars him, but he's in it as John Malkovich. And I've always liked that actor. I think he's a really good actor. And there's a bunch of other people in there that I really don't know. So what is Bird Box? And I'm not going to spoil the whole thing for you if you decide you still want to watch it, if you're one of the one or two people on the planet that hasn't seen this yet. But it's actually a horror movie. I mean, I would categorize this as sort of a horror movie, or it's pretty much like an hour and a half, 2 hour long Twilight Zone, Outer Limits episode. It's something like that. So I'm sure you've seen the pictures of Sandra Bullock with the blindfold on, and her holding the kids, and the kids have blindfold on. Or if you're on Facebook or if you're on Twitter, you've obviously seen this image. So the question is, why is she wearing a blindfold? Well, the answer is that something shows up, and they don't really say what it is. It sort of leaves up to your imagination, and that I really liked. I thought that was kind of a cool thing that they did. And it just all of a sudden just kind of happens out of the blue that there's something out there, and if you look at it, you go insane, you go mad, and you start committing suicide, you go out and start killing people, you go completely insane, so you can't go outside without wearing a blindfold, otherwise you will go nuts if you look at whatever this is that's out in this world. So she gets trapped into this house with a bunch of other people, and they're trying to survive this whatever it is outside. And that's the basic plot for Bird Box. Why is it called Bird Box? Well, I'm not going to tell you because you'll find out if you watch it. Not a really big spoiler, but just something that, you know, you'll find out if you do watch this. So overall, the story was actually not bad, and it's one of those things I'm sitting here watching and I'm like, wow, this is not a bad movie. It's actually really good, really well done. It's an interesting, weird story. I just don't know why everybody's talking about this. What was it about this that all of a sudden everybody is like, oh my God, we got to talk about Bird Box? I personally don't understand. I don't get what the huge popularity of this movie was, except it was a good movie, but there's a ton of good movies on Netflix that don't ever get talked about. So I don't know what it was about this in particular that everybody started going crazy about. Now, Sandra Bullock was really good in this. She was excellent, actually, in this movie. She did a really good job portraying her character and, you know, the world that she's living in. One of the things that was kind of goofy in it, and I know a lot of people were talking about this on Facebook and Twitter, is that she has two kids in the movie, and she calls them boy and girl. She didn't name the kids. And a lot of people were making fun of that because it was pretty stupid. And they never really explained why she kept calling them boy and girl. But I'm going to guess, I mean, as a viewer of this movie, that she didn't want to put sort of the emotional attachment to these kids in case something happened to them. So she just named them boy and girl, so they were just sort of objects, you know, that she had to take care of and not just get sort of an emotional attachment to either one of these, which sounds kind of weird, I guess. I don't know, but that's the only reason that I could see of why she wouldn't name these kids. I mean, it was one of the weird boy, girl. I mean, I don't know. But really early on in the movie, like the first 5 seconds of the film, she ends up having to go down a river with these kids wearing a blindfold. And that's kind of how the movie starts, and then it goes back to a flashback. So it's one of those films that it goes to the current situation of she's going down this river to the flashback of how all this actually happened. And I see nothing wrong with this film. I mean, it was really entertaining. It was really well acted. I mean, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't the greatest movie on Netflix. It's not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it was highly entertaining, and I would recommend it to you And if you're one of those people who just don't care about it and is so sick of hearing about it like I did, and that's literally why I started watching it, because I got tired of hearing about it. I just wanted to see what the hype was, and I still don't know. Other than it was an entertaining movie. It really was. So overall, Bird Box, for me, gets a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, it was a really good, entertaining film. Put it on tonight. I think you will enjoy it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this movie. There's nothing really to make fun of. It's a good horror film, and it really was. It was an actual horror movie because the stuff that was happening to these characters was pretty terrifying. If you think about it, you can't walk outside and look at anything, and you had to live your life with a blindfold on and being afraid that you were going to go insane. I mean, it's a pretty cool idea for a movie, right? So yeah, I would actually like to see a sequel to this. It's not one of those spoon-fed movies either. It's one of those things that if you're wondering if they're going to really tell you what's going on, if what's going to happen, is it going to be all tied up nice and neat, it's not one of those films. So if you're not one of those fans of the movies like that, you may not like it. However, I do enjoy movies like that that are not spoon-fed, that are not going to tell me every single thing that I want to know of what's happening and why it's happening. And I really enjoy those films, and maybe that's why I like the movie so much. So if you like this review, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we need as many Maniacs for 2019 that we could possibly get. I want 2019 to be the biggest year here on Box Office Maniacs, and love all you Maniacs that I have out there as subscribers already. You guys are amazing. I love hearing from you. Please put some comments in the comments below. So the final note is I actually started up my It Figures page again. So if you're a fan of action figures, like Supergirl here, Supergirl, she just happened to be sitting here. Head over to that page. I will put the link to it in the description box below. And I'm trying to get a Maniac base over there as well to get some subscribers up. And if you love things like that, you might like that page. So please check it out. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Box Office Maniacs.